The Archies. Most 1960s bubblegum groups were faceless studio concoctions made up of hired professionals and given nominal group identities after the fact. The Archies made no pretense of being a real band in the first place. Archie first appeared in a comic strip in 1941 by its creator John L. Goldwater. In December of 1941, a carrot-topped head kid and his friends from Riverdale High School came on to replace a fading comic strip. The comic strip started out simply being called Archie. By 1945, the comic strip was renamed and issued with the title The Archies. At the beginning, the characters in the Archies were Jughead Jones and Betty Cooper. Veronica Ledge and Reggie Mantle entered shortly after. In 1968, Filmation Studios began production on a Saturday morning cartoon called The Archie Show, which will launch that autumn. Filmation hired Don Kirshner to be the lead in the production of the fictional band Music. Kirshner, a music industry mogul at the time, had just come off a successful venture for helping develop the 1960s sitcom hit The Monkees. His first task was to find a singer whose voice would fit the character of Archie and grab the attention of his intended audiences. Kirshner went out and hired Ron Dante, a successful session singer who also sung the lead for the group called The Detergents, to be the lead vocalist for the Archies. He then followed the hiring Dante by bringing in Ellie Greenwich and Tony Wine to form the background vocals. The focus was to show Southern California teenagers in a clean, wholesome, but fun way to act. The show debuted on September 14, 1968 and became an immediate hit with young viewers. Network executives felt that this was just what they needed to reestablish the changes which had been going on during TV at that time. Many network executives felt that television was becoming too violent and they wanted to go back to being a clean, wholesome, good image. Kirshner, along with several members of Network Brass, decided to add a piece that no one else had ever did before. That was by adding live audiences to go along with animation simulations while the group were performing their songs. The group's first single release was called Bang Shang-a-Lang, which went to number 22 on the Billboard charts. By the beginning of the summer, a new single was released which they helped would capture the hearts of kids who were beginning the summer vacations. The song was titled Sugar Sugar. The song became a hit in Southern California only before spreading across the United States, then into countries England, Germany, and Japan. Their record was chosen as Song of the Year by the Billboard Music Charts in 1969. All across America, young people were going crazy over the Archie gang. The comic book characters from the 1940s had now recorded a number one hit song and an animated television show, which is one of the most popular shows on television during its time. The Saturday morning cartoon show was so popular that the network executives decided to change the show's format from 30 minutes to 60 minutes. The Archie comic strip helped launch the comics Josie and the Pussycats, Katie Keene, and Sabrina the Teenage Witch, to name a few. Archie's merchandise began to flood department store shelves with lunch boxes, figurines, record players, and you could even find the Archie's records printed on the back of cereal boxes. 1 year after the release of Sugar Sugar, things began to drastically change for the Archies and all parties. The group began to fade very fast, losing viewership at an alarming rate, and sales of their music had experienced a tremendous drop-off. Kirshner tried to launch a tour with the real Archies band, but that ended very abruptly. Kirshner and all parties responsible decided to close their shop on Archie and went into the other areas of the music industry. After 60 years of the first comic publication, the Archies are still going strong with their online comic book adventures. Archie was able to start out as a comic strip and metamorphose itself into one of the most successful franchises in history. The Archie Band was the first entertainment act that was able to go from a comic book to a television show to an animated musical group which produced songs that landed on the music industry's top hit charts, to selling merchandise all over the world. From the creation of Archie in 1941 to the Archies in 1945 were the two main events which helped launch Archie into the worldwide popularity of his character. The development of the 1968 show and the release of the hit title track Sugar Sugar helped propel Archie into a transmedia franchise unlike anyone else has ever done before. Today, the Archie's comics presence is still felt after 40 years of its dissension from the mainstream entertainment spotlight. Their presence still exists in the form of their original format, the comic books and to their existence in the music industry and the business industry for their accessories and their total overall brand.